kick off our Christmas program with the jazz band, which has done a lot of great things over the last few weeks. And I'm going to let Mr. Barker take over the microphone and talk about what's about to happen and let you enjoy some nice jazz music.
Thank you, and thank you for coming out tonight. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the jazz band. This is a group that meets after school. We meet 2 days a week, usually when marching season ends, which is the end of October. So I make this same joke every year, but I'm going to make it again. That we're always working on Christmas music before Halloween starts. So I'll get in the Christmas spirit before I've even carved a jack-o'-lantern. So, but anyway, I have a couple of announcements to make before we start. The first one for tonight's performance is we have a guest musician, which is J.C. Johnson, and she's from Union University, and she's playing piano with us tonight. I do not have a student piano player that I'm aware of, and if there is somebody, then I will take them. But through the grapevine, I found somebody I know that's actually a Southside alumni, got me connected with her. She played with us last year and did a really good job, so I'm going to keep bringing her back until she doesn't want to come back anymore. So thank you for coming out tonight. So the first piece that we're going to do is we're going to do our warm-up sequence. This is not in the program. But every day before practice, we run through these 5 warm-ups just to get us used to playing the jazz style, because it is a different style than traditional concert band music. Whenever we get done with those, then I'll talk about the pieces that we're doing and let you know how those are going to go. So that was our warm-ups. When we play through those every single day before we start. and then we start working on our concert music. So I'm going to talk about these two pieces that we have. So the first piece that we're going to play is called Let It Snow, which I'm assuming that we probably know what that song's about. But if you don't, it's about letting it snow for Christmas time. So before I talk more about the piece, I want to say this, that traditionally, and this is my 6th year here at Southside, traditionally, and actually before I say that too, I also have done the jazz band every year. So thank you. So traditionally the jazz band for the winter concert does one piece, besides the warm-ups, does one piece, and with the spring concert does 2 pieces. And the reason for that is that we don't really have a lot of time to do more than one piece because of marching band, and it takes a lot of time. Well, that didn't happen this year, and this is the first time we've ever done 2 pieces. Which I did. I picked out the first piece, which the first piece I actually picked out was the Grinch. And we worked on the warm-ups and we worked on the Grinch, and we got done with that like 4 weeks before the concert. I was like, oh, I probably should pick out another piece to do. So I found this one. I thought this was really good, and so for the first time, we're doing 2 pieces for the Christmas concert, the jazz band. So I'm very pleased with that, and that just means that the expectation is higher for the spring. So spring, we've always done 2 pieces. But anyway, so on Let It Snow, and if you don't know this, jazz typically has solos by whoever it is. Both pieces have solos. So for Let It Snow, we have 2 soloists. Our first soloist is Michelle Byron. She's playing alto sax. And our second soloist is Wesley Matlock. He's playing trumpet. And I will talk about the other one when we get done with this one. So here is Let It Snow. And 1, 2, 3. final piece is the Grinch, which I'm pretty sure we also know what that's about too. But anyway, so on Grinch we have 3 soloists. Our first soloist is Matt Aspel on tenor sax. Second soloist is Jacob Aspel on trumpet. And third soloist is Will Spicer on trumpet. All right, and here we go. Because it is extremely exposed, okay? And you're like, you're the one doing it. And so I'm really proud of the ones that stepped up to do that, because, you know, it's something that they've worked very, very hard on to get that to where it is. So thank you, soloists, good job. All right, so we're going to transition to our next part of the program. Our next part is we're going to have some All West students perform their music. We're getting the concert band stuff set up and everything. So I want to just briefly talk about All West, and just in case you're not aware of what that is. But All West is something that you audition for. The audition is in January. And this is something that is incredibly difficult and a high prestigious honor to get into. People from Memphis all the way up to Union City and all the way to the river audition for this, and it's very, very few people can get in to do this. So if you make it, it is really good that you make it. So speaking of, last year we had 6 students make it, and they had 6 students audition and 6 made it. This year we have 15 auditioning. Not all 15 of them are going to perform tonight because it's just too many people. But I gave them the option to perform, and so the ones that wanted to perform are going to perform some of their music tonight for you. We also had 1 student make All-State last year, and if you don't know what that is like the cream of the crop. So you're in the top 10% of all Tennessee musicians in high school if you make that, which is extremely impressive to make that. And there's actually one thing I forgot to mention about the jazz band that I just thought about, because the student that made All-State is Mark Burton. He's in jazz, and he was doing this in jazz. Yes, we can clap for Mark. So I meant to say this about the jazz band before we started, and I forgot. But one thing that's about 5 or 6 students in jazz are doing are doubling on instruments that they don't normally play during concert season, which you may notice that in the setup right now. But I had flute players playing trumpet or saxophone. Mark was playing bass guitar, and normally plays low brass. So you have the opportunity to play something you don't normally do in jazz band versus concert band if you so choose. And sometimes I need to put people in certain places to do that if they can do it. So some people are playing multiple instruments on the concert tonight. And I think Mark is playing 3 different instruments on the concert tonight. Yeah, so bass guitar, tuba, and euphonium tonight. So anyway, the old man's going to be done rambling now. So we're going to start with our All West performers. Our first one is Kendall Shaw, and he's auditioning on trumpet.
Good job. Go ahead.
Whole month until we over a month until we audition, so there's still plenty of time. So we're a month prior to where we're going to be when we perform. And I don't know if you don't know this about the All West audition. You walk in, you see a black screen, and then you like a black tarp, and then you play the music. So there's not anybody looking at you. So I mean, performing by yourself is something that I'm really proud of these kids for wanting to do that. So good job, Kendall. All right, we have Rhodes. Now he cannot be in the front because he plays percussion. So he's going to hide in the back there. Can you raise your hand, Dakota? So he is playing a xylophone. He's playing a xylophone excerpt for the percussion. You have to audition on multiple instruments, but he chose to do this one tonight. It's like, here we go. He is going to be, he's auditioning on trumpet. However, instead of doing the traditional All West audition, he chose to audition for All West Jazz. So he is going to perform a jazz excerpt. The jazz audition is different because in the audition, in addition to the music, you have to improv. And if you don't know what that is, you have to make the music up without anybody telling you what to play. Okay, so that you have to do that in part of the audition as well. Okay, he's not going to do that now, but he's going to play his music that he's got.
Play a percussion ensemble called Deck Them Halls. Not very grammatically correct of a title, but a good song to listen to nonetheless. And I've really worked to build a percussion section over the last several years that can perform on their own, and so this is definitely the height of where we've been in 6 years. And so I'm very excited to present to you this percussion ensemble. It does not have a conductor. Both directors are playing on it. We're playing minimal parts, and we have our clarinet player, Crystal Pfeiffer's playing on it as well as our 6-member percussion section. So I hope you enjoy Deck Them Halls. By the way, if you hear some pauses in the, after a little bit, wait, because there's more coming. And we have a surprise for you toward the end as well. You almost took me too literally on it. I'm scared to clap. Thank you. That was fun to put together, and it's very challenging because there's a lot of tempo changes and style changes, and it all had to be really student and ensemble member led rather than someone waving their hands. So I thought that was a great accomplishment on their part. So it was a lot of fun. We are going to transition into our concert band pieces now. And we're going to quickly tune up, and we'll be ready to start very soon. Spectacular. On flute, playing some more All West music for you. jazz in January, and if he makes both, he'll get to pick which one he wants to do the most. So choices. He's going to play one of his selections from his orchestra audition. On euphonium. us, and hope you enjoy Main Street Christmas Parade.